Chapter 22 of No Somniel Engage begins immediately after the previous one and strips us of our emblem rings, which is a problem as they comprise more than half of my army's power. Here we get our final character, Bale, who has a rough start this late in the game without skills or DLC, but has unique uses with certain emblems as a magic using dragon unit. I begin the map by going to the right and having Kagetsu defeat enemy royal knights with an obscure yet strangely powerful weapon, the Poleaxe. Normally there is no practical reason to use this piece of garbage because of its awful accuracy, low hit rate, high weights, and an awful 8 might for a weapon only effective against cavalry. But one man's trash is another's treasure, and all my other alternatives are even worse. Getsu is fast and accurate enough to use the Poleaxe effectively, allowing me to have a 24 might weapon against cavalry, allowing him to one round late game mounted units where otherwise it would not be possible. And in this strange set of circumstances, I even end up finding myself using the Wyrmslayer of all things to defeat Wyvern Knights. I believe this to be one of the only times anyone has ever used the Wyrmslayer in Fire Emblem Engage. I continue taking out enemy Wolf Knights with the Kagetsu's Poleaxe and use support bonuses that grant Louis additional hit rate to patch up his shaky accuracy. I finally managed to reach and reclaim the first batch of 3 emblems, which unfortunately only gives skills and stat bonuses for this map, but it will do for now. I give Lyn to Pandreo so he can have Speed Taker, and I have Pandreo and Marin fight incoming Griffin Knights with Excalibur and Silver Bows. I focus on giving Pandreo Speed Taker stacks so he can double the enemies on this map. At this point, I've exhausted the normal set of reinforcements, so repeated waves of infinite Void Curse reinforcements start spawning from the bottom. One of these waves coincides with a massive linked enemy group, so I'm forced to retreat to deal with them. But I manage to split the enemies into 2 groups on terrain and fight them separately to stabilize the situation. I then start slowly advancing, stopping every few turns to clear Void Curse reinforcements. Fortunately, I can do this conveniently with Pandreo with complete reliability. One of the 3 Void Curse enemies always has a smash weapon, so he will always die before he can attack, and the other 2 don't do enough damage combined to kill Pandreo. I managed to reclaim 2 more emblems and then push to the bottom, luring out the groups in between reinforcement waves to reduce the burden on my army. I reclaim 3 more emblem rings and then approach the final pack. I clean up most of the threatening units so the remainder don't have enough to harm me, allowing me to reclaim the remaining emblem rings and completing this brutal chapter without any losses.